So today our first topic is micro motion study. So it is suggested by Frank Gilbreth. Okay. So in micro motion study, what happened? It is a technique for recording and timing an activity. Yes, because in the many study we have seen that the recording, scientific recording, is very much important, and also how much time there those activities, those operations, those delay, those inspection has been taken. So that timing and recording of that is very much important. So keep in mind that recording and timing. The Frank Gilbreth he suggested this micro motion study. So it is a technique for recording and timing an activity. Okay. So here he divides human activities in a group of movements or micro motions. He divides whatever the human activity, whatever that may be operator, that may be inspector, that may be different worker, technician, any human activity, it divide in a group. Okay, group of movements, or it is known as micro motions. It is also called thrustblinks. Okay, thrustblinks. So it is very much important. We will see in details what is thrustblinks. So this micro motion study helps to find best pattern of movements for an operator that consumes less time and requires less effort. So your micro motion study, as in micro motion study, we are recorded and as well as we are recorded the time and what are the activities, what are the movement often of human activities or human movement. So in that technique, in micro motion study, if you analyze, we can find out the best pattern of movements for an operator, for the human being, which consumes less time, compared optimized time, you can say, compared to the previous, compared to other timing, and also which requires less effort, less human effort is needed. So here in micro motion study there are few steps. First one is filming the operation to be studied. Whatever the operation you are going to study, we need to record it, we need to record it into our film, so that later on we can analyze that. So first step is filming the operation to be studied. After filming the operation, we need to analyze the data from the film. So the two basic steps: first filming the operation which need to be studied, then analysis of the data from the film. So how to do that? Use of films in micromotion study. So at the advantage of those films over some visual modes. So as you can see that we need to record it. So if we record it through only visual, visual seeing the visually, or as well as if we filming that, what is the advantage of filming or take film or record that activities using some film? So the main advantages of films over visual methods are it will permit greater detailing than eye observation. Because suppose now I one another another employee he is visualizing the activities, but later on if he analyze that, if he analyze the activities, he may miss something. So if we record the activities using some film, then it will permit a great detailing. Means in detail we can observe, we can analyze the activities. Okay, compared to our eye observation. It also gives better accuracy than pencil, paper, and stopwatch. So sometimes if you are seeing it and you are writing through using some pen, paper, pencil, and some stopwatch kind of thing. Instead of that, if you film it, record it using some film, then more accuracy will get. Also, it will be more convenient, because later on at any time, at any point of time, after 1 month also, after 6 months also, you can see it, and you can in detail you can analyze it, which is not possible if we observe it through our visual eyes. Okay. Also, it will provide a positive record. Suppose during the activity some positive things happen, some path we follow which make an optimized time, which takes some optimized time, or some positive activity happen. So later on also, as an example, we can show it. So it will your this micro motion study, if we record it using some film, then it will provide some positive record. Then it also help in the development of the work study person. So these are the advantages of films over visual methods. Then it is also based on the idea that human activity can be divided into movements or group of movements, which is known as tharbliks. Okay, according to the purpose for which they are made. So here we have show you what is the advantage. Now we'll in detail, we'll little bit we'll see about micro motion study, what actually happen in that. So in micro motion study, the human activity can be divided into movements or group of movements, tharbliks, according to the purpose for which they are made. For every activity there is some purpose, so according to the purpose, if we group the movement, okay, then it is the, you can say, first part of this study. Then the thermalics cover movements or reasons for the absence of movement. So it is also will cover you what are the, there is, if there is no movement is there, or suppose sometimes there is no movement is required, unnecessary movement, that we can record. Each thermalic has specific color, symbol, and letter for recording purposes. So suppose some, as we already told that the thermalics or group of movements, they have divided according to the purpose for which they are made. So for each purpose, or you can say each group of movements or each thermalics, they have distributed with different specific color, different specific symbol, as well as some letter, so that later on when you record it, you can identify it. Each thermalic has specific color, symbol, and letter for recording purposes. The thermalics refer primarily to motions of the human body at the workplace and to the mental activities associated with them. So from that a small group of movements or thermalics, it will primarily gives you the motion of human body movement, as well as the mental activities which are related to those movements, which are actually happening in the workplace. Then these are the films, these are the equipment required for moving, for recording the activities. Okay, so some type of film, different type of film. Okay, so different type of film it is showing here. So using this movie camera, we can record the activities, and using the this counter, we can find out, or we can analyze the timing for each activities or each group of movements, how much time is required, which is known as wink counter. Then exposure meter, how much exposure you are going through, how much that may be how much light exposing or different other things. So exposure meter will help you in record those. Then motion picture projector with screen. Why it is needed, why this last one is needed? Because after filming all those things, and in the later on if you want to see, we will use this motion picture projector with screen. Using this projector the film will be shown in a screen, and after that we will analyze that movement. So for micro motion study, these are the equipment which is required. Okay. Then next is the next another important for your IM, for your CE, for your uh, TAs, also for your end semester, Tharblick chart. So actually a Tharblick chart, it is prepared or suggested by Gilbreth. So one interesting thing, if you can check it, the scientist name is Gilbreth. If you reverse order, if you write his name, okay, then almost you will find the Tharblick. Instead of HT, if you write TH, and if you in reverse order, if you write like THERBLIG, Tharblick. So he interestingly give this chart in this way, give this chart name as Tharblick, which resembling his name. Okay. So what are the things is dealing with this Tharblick chart, or why it is needed? So Tharblick chart, it deals with movement of man who is working, not machine. So Tharblick chart will give you the data related to the movement of human being. So the movement of human being during working, means during when he is working. So it will not give you the machine movement. Okay, it will only give you the human being movement during working. So it is also study of micromotion of body parts and hands. So using this chart, we can study the micromotion of body parts and hands. Why micromotion means, like as you know that micromotion means all the movements we are separated it using different small group of movements which will do some particular activity, some particular purpose. So using this Tharblick chart, we can study micro motion of body parts and hands. Body part movement and hand movement we can study. So Gilbreth, he describes 18 motions which are known as Tharblick. 18 different kinds of motions he has described, and each motions which a small group of movements, those are known as Tharblick. In the previous slide only we have discussed that the group of movement, the human activity divided into the movements or group of movements which are known as Tharblick. So Gilbreth, he gives or he describes, he suggested 18 different types of this the small micro motion, which is also known as Tharblick. Okay. So these are the purpose. If you can see total 18 purpose. So describe 18 motion. So we already told that uh, this group of movements, they are decided according to the purpose for which they are made. So group of movements means group of purpose. So here Tharblick, he describes 18 different types of motions, means 18 different types of purpose, activities, applications. Okay. So, so what are those 18 motions or purpose? First is search, so to search different things, then to find, then to select, to grasp, to hold, transport loaded, transport empty. Two things in transport, two things possible. One, loading and unloading. Okay, so transport loaded and transport empty. then position, during positioning, then during assembling. So these are the total 9. Then again another is how you are using, how you will disassemble, then inspect, preposition, how you will release load, unavoidable delay and avoidable delay. Some few delay may be there which may be avoidable or which we may not avoid. So two types of delay, unavoidable delay and avoidable delay. Then plan and rest. So these 18 types of motions, or we can say 18 types of purposes, are described by Gilbreth. These 18 motions are known as Herblich. So remember that if such question came that explain different types of motions with different types of Herblich motions or Herblich movement. So you need to explain these 18 types of purposes or 18 types of activities. So next, micro motion study. So same thing which we have written here. This is same thing with the meaning which is described here, or you can say application. So first one is search, SH you can. So here it is this Herblich means attempt to find an object using eyes or hand. Using your eyes, using the operator eyes or hand, we are attempting to find some object. We are searching for an object. The next Herblich is find. Mental reaction at end of search. What will be our mental reaction after searching? What is our outcome with that search? Okay, that is the find. That comes under find Herblich. Then next one is select. Choose among several objects in a group. Okay. So you find an object and you have decided that to keep it, and from there from those searches we will choose several objects which will required at that particular moment. Okay, so this comes under select. Then grasp an object. Next one is hold, to hold an object. Then transport loaded, move an object with hand and arm. So we are loading the our equipment, machines, or whatever consumables, whatever the things related to that activity. So move an object with hand and arm. Then transport empty. Reach for an object. Whatever the things we have taken, we have transported. Then position object in defined location. So during machining or during any other objects purposes, so we need to keep our object in some particular specific position, defined location. Then assemble. If it is assembling is going on, at that time this thirdly will come, which is assemble, join two parts. Then use. Next one, next Herblich is use. Manipulate a tool. So we are collecting the tool and we need to use. We need by manipulating, by changing its diameter, by changing its many things we can use. Changing its angle, changing its position. So we need to manipulate. Then disassemble. Disassemble. So sometimes we need to disassemble few things. Okay. So separate multiple parts that were previously joined. So previously we may join two, three parts. Okay. And for this separate particular purpose, we need to separate them. Then inspect. Determine quality of object. we will inspect and we will analyze, we will determine what is the quality of that object. Preposition, position object for next operation. Before starting of the operation, we can keep our object in particular position. Then release load, release control of an object. Suppose in the lathe machine we are giving some load, and using that load we are holding that using chuck. So after the suppose operation is over, then that time we need to release that, means we need we need to release that load, means what, we are releasing the control over the object. Then release unavoidable delay. So waiting due to factors beyond worker control. Sometimes suppose in the assembly part 2 3 operations need to be done,